If you've reached your mid-30s and suddenly feel like losing weight has become much harder than it used to be, you're not imagining it. Maybe the workouts that once worked no longer make a difference. Perhaps you're eating the same foods you always have, yet the number on the scale keeps creeping up. More frustratingly, much of that extra weight seems to settle around your waist. Many people assume this is simply an unavoidable part of aging. While getting older does bring natural changes to the body, the real explanation is far more interesting and much more complex. Belly fat after 35 isn't caused by one single factor. Instead, it's usually the result of gradual changes in hormones, muscle mass, lifestyle, sleep, stress, and metabolism working together over many years. The good news is that understanding these changes can help you work with your body instead of against it.
Your metabolism naturally slows down. One of the biggest changes after your 30s is that your body gradually burns fewer calories than it once did. Your metabolism represents the energy your body uses every day just to stay alive. Breathing, circulating blood, maintaining body temperature, and keeping your organs functioning. Although metabolism doesn't suddenly crash at 35, it can slowly decline over time, particularly if muscle mass decreases and physical activity becomes less frequent. Even a small reduction in daily calorie expenditure can add up over months and years. For example, consuming just a little more energy than your body needs each day may not seem significant, but over time, that surplus can contribute to gradual weight gain, especially around the abdomen. This is why many people notice that habits which never caused weight gain in their 20s suddenly begin to have an effect later in life. You gradually lose muscle mass. Muscle isn't just important for strength, it also plays a major role in calorie burning. Muscle tissue requires more energy to maintain than fat tissue, meaning people with more muscle generally burn more calories, even while resting. Beginning around the 30s, adults naturally start losing small amounts of muscle mass each decade if they don't actively maintain it through resistance training and adequate protein intake. This gradual process, known as age-related muscle loss, lowers resting energy expenditure. As muscle decreases, fat can make up a larger proportion of total body weight, even if the number on the scale doesn't change dramatically. That's one reason why strength training becomes increasingly important as we get older. Hormonal changes affect fat storage.
Hormones influence where your body stores fat, just as much as how much fat it stores. In women, levels of estrogen begin fluctuating during the years leading up to menopause. Even before menopause officially begins, these hormonal shifts may encourage more fat to accumulate around the abdomen instead of the hips and thighs. In men, testosterone levels tend to decline gradually with age. Lower testosterone can contribute to reduced muscle mass, increased body fat, and changes in body composition. It's important to remember that these hormonal changes are usually gradual rather than sudden. They don't automatically cause obesity, but they can make maintaining a healthy weight more challenging. Stress increases cortisol. Life often becomes more demanding after 35. Career responsibilities increase, family obligations grow, financial pressures become more significant. Many people find themselves caring for both children and aging parents at the same time.
All of this chronic stress affects the body's hormone cortisol. Cortisol helps you respond to stressful situations, but when levels remain elevated for long periods, it may increase appetite, encourage cravings for highly processed foods, and promote fat storage around the abdomen. Research has shown that chronic stress is associated with increased abdominal fat, although the relationship is influenced by many lifestyle factors as well. Stress also makes healthy habits harder to maintain. People under pressure often sleep less, exercise less, and choose convenience foods more frequently, further contributing to weight gain. Poor sleep makes weight loss much more difficult. Sleep is often overlooked when people think about losing weight, but it plays a crucial role in regulating appetite and metabolism. When you consistently get too little sleep, or your sleep quality is poor, the hormones that control hunger begin to change. Levels of ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone, increase, making you feel hungrier than usual. At the same time, levels of leptin, the hormone that signals fullness, decrease. The result is a stronger appetite and reduced satisfaction after eating. Sleep deprivation also affects the brain's reward centers, making high-calorie foods, rich in sugar and fat, seem far more appealing. In addition, feeling tired reduces motivation to exercise and stay active throughout the day. Even small reductions in daily movement can significantly lower the number of calories you burn over time. For most adults, aiming for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night supports both overall health and weight management. Insulin resistance becomes more common. Another reason belly fat becomes more stubborn is that the body's response to insulin may gradually change. Insulin is a hormone that helps move glucose from the bloodstream into cells, where it can be used for energy.
Over time, particularly with excess body weight, physical inactivity, or a family history of diabetes, some people develop insulin resistance. This means the body's cells don't respond to insulin as effectively, so the pancreas produces more insulin to compensate. Persistently high insulin levels can encourage the body to store more fat, particularly around the abdomen, while making it more difficult to access stored fat for energy. This doesn't happen to everyone after 35, but the risk increases with age and lifestyle factors. Regular physical activity, maintaining a healthy body weight, and eating a diet rich in vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, legumes, and healthy fats can improve insulin sensitivity over time. Physical activity often declines. Many adults are simply less active than they were 10 or 15 years earlier. Long working hours, family commitments, commuting, and busy schedules often leave little time for exercise. Even if you still go to the gym a few times each week, spending most of the day sitting can reduce your overall daily energy expenditure.
Small habits matter more than many people realize. Taking the stairs, walking during phone calls, standing more often, gardening, household chores, and regular walking all contribute to what's known as non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. These everyday movements burn calories throughout the day and can make a meaningful difference over months and years. Genetics also play a role. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to carry extra weight around their hips, while others store it mainly around their stomach? Part of that difference comes down to genetics. Your genes influence where your body prefers to store fat, how easily you gain weight, and even how your appetite is regulated. However, genetics are not your destiny. Lifestyle factors, such as regular exercise, nutritious eating, adequate sleep, and stress management, have a significant influence on whether those genetic tendencies become apparent. Think of genetics as loading the gun, while lifestyle often pulls or avoids pulling the trigger.
Not all belly fat is the same. It's also important to understand that there are two main types of abdominal fat. The first is subcutaneous fat, which sits just beneath the skin. This is the fat you can pinch with your fingers. The second is visceral fat, which surrounds internal organs such as the liver, pancreas, and intestines. Visceral fat is more metabolically active and is associated with an increased risk of conditions, including type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and certain metabolic disorders. Someone can have a normal body weight yet still carry excess visceral fat, particularly if they are physically inactive or have low muscle mass. This is why waist circumference can sometimes provide additional health information beyond the number on the scale. The bottom line. The reason belly fat becomes harder to lose after 35 isn't because your body suddenly stops burning fat. It's the result of several gradual changes happening at the same time. A slower metabolism, age-related muscle loss, hormonal shifts, increased stress, poorer sleep, reduced daily movement, and changes in insulin sensitivity. The encouraging news is that these changes don't mean you're destined to gain weight forever. While you can't stop aging, you can influence many of the factors that contribute to abdominal fat. Strength training at least 2 or 3 times a week, staying physically active every day, prioritizing sleep, managing stress, eating a balanced diet rich in protein and fiber, and avoiding overly restrictive diets can all make a meaningful difference. Your body after 35 isn't working against you, it's simply changing. Understanding those changes allows you to make smarter choices that support your health for decades to come.